And welcome everybody once again, and after a long time, to Bottom Card Booking. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Got Randy with me in the studio. Well, he's not in the studio. Live via satellite or interwebs or
Right,
however
yeah.
that
From parts unknown.
however this is done. Dude, we got a lot to talk about, man.
Man, we were just talking a while ago, right before we went on the air, man. What a crazy thing going on this weekend in the wrestling world, man.
It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening. Where you want to begin? That's the question.
Well, it's the elephant in the room, I guess. Talk about CM Punk.
Sure.
Everybody's got their opinion about CM Punk now.
Vilified and idolized.
Well,
right?
And in my opinion, for doing the right thing.
Well, and it's somewhat, and I made that point the other day too.
From what you hear so far.
Well, from what I hear, so here's the thing. CM Punk was right in saying what he said to begin with, about what they were doing stupid. Now, I can also envision how he said it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? In that abrasive way he has.
Right, yeah.
So he was very much correct in what he said. If what he said was accurate, that led to the whole thing, which sounds about right from everything I've heard.
Yeah.
I think, he's right. A lot of these young guys just unnecessarily putting their bodies on the line in stupid ways that they don't have to do it. Wrestling is a work after all. I mean, come on.
Right.
Learn how to work the business like you're supposed to. However, I'm pretty sure the way he said it was in the usual CM Punk way, which is, like I said, abrasive to people. A lot of soft people, but it's abrasive. Yeah. So after they did it, and here's where everything gets murky, right? Because you've heard so many stories and rumors about what happened. Jack Perry runs back there and he gets in CM Punk's face and tells him that was real glass. And then CM Punk punches him, puts him in a chokehold. There's other ones saying he just said it into the thing. And CM Punk confronted him afterwards about that whole thing and yelled at Tony Khan also, because supposedly now it's come out that the lead had something to do with this flight getting canceled or some crap. There's so many rumors. You don't really know what the truth is. No. We only know those like the deal with Miro, right? People reporting him and CM Punk, but that was never the case. Right? That came.
No, it was a joke.
It was a whole joke. But you see how people want to twist stuff. So the problem is that we don't know exactly how it went down.
No.
But one thing we do know is you can't threaten the CEO of a company and the owner of a company and expect to stay employed there.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it, such as it is. I mean, like I said, it's hard for me to give a definitive answer because we just don't know the exact way it happened. You put me a timeline together and get those witness corroborative statements out there and say this is exactly what it was, I can give you a definitive thought on the matter. But CM Punk wasn't wrong in what he said about the situation. Everything else after that was all child's play. In an adult world. And this is the problem, but it's always been that way with wrestling. I mean, full-grown men acting like kids because they get their feelings hurt happens all the time. It always has.
Yep.
And no one's immune from it. I mean, that's happened back into the greats. The guys that we call the greats, they all went through the same thing and reacted in ways just like that.
I was just telling somebody the other day, said, you saw the story where Perry, shouldered into Punk, or whatever, and said something smart to him.
Yeah.
You don't do that to an old school guy.
Exactly. And like yesterday, I heard that wasn't true at all.
After that, Tony Schiavone and Punk and several other people said, no, we're not going to use real glass. You get your feelings hurt because you want to do something stupid.
Exactly.
And then you go out on TV and look right in the camera and say it to the guy's face, knowing anybody with half a brain knows who that was meant for.
And you were taking a shot at him. So Punk should feel disrespected by that for sure.
Right. And then not only that, but like you said earlier, nobody picked him up at the airport. He had to get a train. He got lost. He couldn't get an Uber with all the people trying to get to the building. There that just piled up and piled up and piled up and piled
With a
up.
superstar of his nature too, that should never have happened.
But if you heard too that the guy that's supposed to pick him up is one of the Bucks' best pals.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, that was the rumor that came out.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. It's hard to know exactly without knowing the absolute truth about it. But for everything that they're saying, I mean, there's a lot of petty, soft people out there. That's especially in AEW. This is people want to know the difference between WWE and AEW. This is it. And I'm not saying WWE is perfect by any stretch, but this kind of episode doesn't happen.
No,
that way.
No,
people still get the fights, but not like this.
Everybody there knows the packing order.
Yes, absolutely. So I mean, it's stupid.
Like I've heard Cornette, Bruce Pritchard say, what if Jack Perry would have done that? What if Vince would have told him that and he gone out there and still done that? What would happen when he walked back through the curtain?
He would have never made it back through the curtain. His bags would have been waiting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
He'd have been escorted out of that premises right then. Yeah. There wouldn't been none that's going into business where you're only going against what management says.
We've talked about it on here before. There's got to be a yes and a no person, and that's it.
Yep. Now, Punk flying off the handle and going after Tony Khan like he did, it's uncalled for.
If he did that.
If that happened and Tony Khan's coming out and saying it's the first time he's ever felt like his life was threatened, which means the situation had to be like, again, we know how hot-headed CM Punk is. Everybody knows that. It's not, that is not something that is in dispute. We know this. Punk can't behave that way. I don't care. I don't care how great you think you are or how self-important you think you are. Again, that pecking order we talked about, and he's wanting a professionalism. Well, you kind of have to act professional yourself.
Right. And too, I honestly think he was looking for a way out of there.
What's up, Delano? What's up, Terry? What was that? I'm sorry.
I said I honestly, in my opinion only, I think he's looking for a way out of there.
I think he was too. I think it just really presented itself in the way he needed it to happen. Because Punk's not stupid.
No.
And I think even he said in his other deal the other night, I mean, when you're getting the stamp of approval from guys like Dusty and legends like that, you don't need these young punks.
Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero.
You don't need these young punks.
If y'all have not seen his Cauliflower Alley video, they need to go watch it. It's on YouTube. It's really good.
Yeah, it's great. It is pretty good. And I've never been the biggest CM Punk fan, but I 100% it's hard to disagree with him, man. I don't disagree with him. I think, hey, you buddy,
if you grew up like we did, watching, the things that we've seen and watched, then you you have a respect for CM Punk because he keeps the old school ways going. Like Collision, have you noticed on Collision? There's not a whole lot of table breaking and all. I mean, it's old. He kept it, and they let him pick his roster who he wanted on there.
Yeah, which I think is a good call.
Right.
I mean, so why, dude? I don't know. I like. If it wasn't for the whole problem with this situation is the situation happened before it.
Oh yeah.
It just
with the Bucks and Kenny Omega going behind his back and word getting back to him, and then he goes on the media scrum, and of course the fight breaks out.
Yeah.
That started it.
Well,
but then once again, also too, Hangman went out there and cut a promo on him that nobody knew about, and that really set him off. I think that's what got it started.
But and that's kind of the thing. But that's also making your bed and then having to lie in it too, because Punk is notorious for cutting sharp, live, out of nowhere promos.
Right.
Then somebody does it to him, and now you're upset.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, he does it. Well, he did it. Well, Punk doesn't. I've heard talk about it. He does the old Jarrett deal. Shoot, work.
That's right, which is how it should be.
Right. Not just shoot all the way through.
The problem is that Paige tried to shoot all the way through the promo.
Right. There's got to be a line in there to where you stop, and okay, man, this is believable here. This is, oh yeah. But We'll
Yep.
see.
That again.
I've always wished that Punk. I always thought too. I wish Punk would end his career with WWE. I wish he'd go in and bury the hatchet. Him, Triple H. They're older now. Let's sit down. Say, look here. There's a lot of money we left on the table here.
Yep. Because Punk has obviously still got it.
Oh,
I love his matches. I loved his matches in that.
I mean, he don't. I mean, he don't work. At the fast pace he used to, but he don't need to.
No, and that's what's great about it. I mean, dude he's still crushing it, and I like that. But again, it's just to me it just shows.
Here's another thing too. Think about this. I thought about this earlier. Now with Endeavor taking over, do that, and of course Triple H won't be on the board. Vince is over.
He's out
because Endeavor says, "Look, this is who we want." What does Vince do? Does Vince pull the trigger and get him? Or does he say, "Look, here's what here's what we had. Here's a problem we had with this guy here before."
Well, and every time that you have people who give you money or are in control of your product, that is the risk you run. It's happened at a local promotion up here. If you don't use so and so, I'm pulling my funding. That happens.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so what are you willing to do, right, for the dollar signs? Yeah. And that's the question.
You're right.
So it all depends on what is his answer. What would he do in that situation? Vince all about them dollars. Not that he needs them anymore.
And even Vince has come out and said on TV and in his book, there's people that he did business with that he really didn't like, but they made money for him, and they made money for themselves, but they made money for the company.
Yep. Were the stories of Punk and Trips patching things up backstage Raw true, or were they just rumor and innuendo? Well, I heard they had a good meeting back there a few months ago before he decided to go back, and before he had to go back and finish his contract out at AEW anyway. When he was at that downtime, we got suspended from AEW.
Oh yeah.
And he was out visiting and stuff like that. I heard there were some good conversations.
I saw that story where he went there to the United Center and he seen some people and saw Triple H just for a brief second until he got run off by the head security. I'm sure somebody called Vince. Hey Vince, Punk's in the building over here.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? That's again, you really have to be on the inside to really know what happened there.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem with a lot of this stuff. Unless you actually saw it, like the whole thing with the two different versions of the Jack Perry thing came out. He shoulder blocked Punk and went and did that. The other version was that he just yelled it on TV and Punk went and found him out and got in his face and like, you got something to say to me? Do we have a problem? So, and then that's where the fight started. So there's two different versions of it. And who knows? I don't know which version is accurate because it's only the people there who actually.
Well, if Tony had any good sense, like any old promoter would do, he'd sit them down and say, "Okay, let's work this out, but we're gonna take this to TV and we're gonna make an angle out of this, and we're fixing to draw some money with it. Hopefully,
that's what they should have done." But again,
like we said, Jerry Jarrett always had that sign: "Personal issues draws money."
Well, it does, and I always believe it. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
personal issues, drama, that's wrestling.
Yep.
The problem is you don't have guys mature enough mentally who can do it.
No,
they get hurt. They get their feelings hurt, and they would just want to.
They won't play video games and hug, and they won't. Nobody don't really like anybody no more.
No, and I told somebody the other day, I don't. You don't have to like me for us to do business together. I mean, there's a lot of people I've worked with over the years I didn't care for at all, but I can work with you. And that's just in shoot jobs and everything. That's just, you're not going to get along with everybody.
Nope.
You have to be professional enough to still work with them, though. That's just life. And if you can, then crap like this happens. But you got to be mature enough to do it. So, I don't know, man. I just think that the whole thing could have been avoided, but I'm kind of like you. I think that Punk was looking for a way out.
Well,
I think he was ever since the first incident happened. He didn't really want to because he saw.
I read where I was reading before we come on the air where Brian Alvarez had said that Punk had pitched. They had talked an idea about the Royal Rumble this year of him coming back as a surprise, and and having Kevin Owens throw him out, and then that set up him and Kevin Owens for WrestleMania.
Oh, geez,
that was this past year.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you do now? Do you take it? Of course, you can get Punk and Reigns. Everybody knows that'll be a big money match because of Heyman's involved.
Dude, if it was Punk and Reigns, there you would have that place packed out so huge. That one match would sell WrestleMania.
Or even Punk and Cody.
Yeah.
Yes, there's so many guys he can work with there.
Oh yeah. And some of the guys it makes sense to work with.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'd love to see Punk and AJ.
I would squeeze that turnip. I just would. Yeah. It makes sense to do it.
Because he's got Father Time on his side. He's been beat up and
yeah. And that's a good thing because he can, with WWE, he'll be able to work the schedule he wants to work anyway. They're like, we just need you for the big matches. You can come in and talk all you want. You just want to fly and do the promo.
Maybe work a Raw or SmackDown here or there.
Sure.
Give
us what you think you can give us.
Go to a big house event. When the TV's not at Madison Square Garden or in Boston or somewhere. Go to the big markets. And work.
And just give us what you think you can.
And just be like Lesnar. Just be like Brock. Just show up for TV, do a promo, or do a little brawl or something, and then wait till what they call it now, the premium live event.
Yep.
So.
Because people talk about that, hey, look, if you start doing that, though, you start taking spots away from the young guys. I'm sorry. Young guys aren't drawing money. There's no spot to have. And there's certainly no spot to take because you don't have a spot if you ain't drawing money.
What does John Cena always say? Either step up or step aside.
That's it. So, I mean, and now there's plenty they still have NXT. They have all these other places that you can get developed. You need your big shows to draw your big money.
I think a guy who I like, and I think he's got a big upside if they keep him up, is Grayson Waller.
Oh yeah. Grayson Waller could be good, and Gunther's going to be just an absolute superstar.
Yeah. Gunther and Brock is going to be that'll be one of the biggest matches. I mean, it's got to happen.
I would hope so because it's just good stuff waiting to happen.
If they don't, they're missing a lot of money.
After the Punk Perry issue, we know how Punk can be, but I question, are they, AEW, protecting Perry because of who his father was? It's hard to put it together. It's a he said type of issue. And I don't know that just because it's Luke Perry's son Luke Perry was a big star, but he wasn't a great big star.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's buddy with the Bucks. That's it.
That's what it is. It's his friends. All right, and
he's from Rancho Cucamonga. He's from out that way with all the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff right there. Punk versus Roman, Punk versus Cody, Punk versus AJ, Punk versus Rollins would be great. Even Punk versus Gunther would be a great match to watch. All of those, those are big time matches.
Yep,
because all of those guys can go. I mean, so they would all be good. I would love to see it.
And did you see how fast they turned Bryan Danielson back babyface after Punk got fired?
Yeah, didn't take long.
No.
They needed him to do that.
Yeah.
AEW is just in chaos, man.
I mean, no story. I mean, there's no kind of the Blackpool didn't kick him out. I mean, he just shows up,
That's it. And here's what's funny that's terrible booking. That's an awful way to do it because it shows desperation. Yep. You can cycle through storyline wise and make it happen, but this is just desperation because it's not so much as desperation, but panicking, right? They just panicked because again, there's no maturity in the top levels of that company on how to smooth it out and make it work. There's just not. You look at they drew 80,000 people. Right, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, they've arrived." No, they haven't. They drew 80,000 people, and good for them. They also drew nothing but chaos in the wrong way, and it put a negative stink on your company that should have been a huge positive to show that we are arriving, but just again shows the immaturity of that company as a company, and that's not good. That is not good.
No. Because that incident is overshadowing the 80,000. This is one of the greatest pay-per-view events ever.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been it should have been a great weekend for them. Instead, this is what we're talking about now.
Yep.
Not talking about how well they did and what they put on and whether or not you liked all the matches and some of the things we should be talking about and style-wise. I mean, because there were good stuff to be had from that pay-per-view. But this is what we're talking about, and that's the problem with AEW. And that's not a good thing.
No.
That's not a good thing.
No. Because it's being run by 3 guys or 4, whatever the elite ever, how many guys are in that. It's pretty much telling Tony what to do.
Yeah, and Tony's going to have to grow us and say, no, we're not doing it. We're just not going to do it. You know,
he won't do it. It's like Cornette said. He wants to be buddies with he wants to hang out with the just like Dixie Carter. He wants to be buddies with the wrestlers, hang out with them, party with them, you know, do whatever. You know, you can't do that.
Tony Khan's a good dude, right? His dad's a great business guy. He's a good guy, but the problem is
he scares me though. He don't blink. He just
he doesn't, right? But
I don't want to tell you this. I don't want to tell you all this, but I had to fire CM Punk. You know, he's just looking like he's coked out or something, stoned out.
Like he's on something. What I enjoyed about AEW was the YouTube shows, Dark and Elevation, with them bringing in indie talent, giving them indie talent coverage, which was great. It was a great thing that AEW was doing. That they don't
but
really
when you have 65,
anymore.
When you have over 100 guys on your roster. Man, it's hard to work everybody in there.
Yep. Need an old school because they got too much office politics. Every match had the same spots. There was a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is what I don't like about AEW. The moves aren't deadly anymore. I mean, you kill somebody with a chair, DDTs, super kicks, all these other high power moves, and you beat them with a small package or a roll up.
Yeah.
They can't kick out of that, but they can kick out of everything else that should.
Oh, yeah. Hospital. Yeah. They go through 3 tables.
And so, and the fans are guilty of this. The AEW fans, the ones who are just live and breathe AEW, they're the ones that are guilty of driving this force right here and thinking that they know what wrestling is and thinking that it's awesome. And they're
total clueless.
Yeah, because mostly there's just a bunch of drunk young folks out there driving that narrative. Let's not say all of them are, but that's the sense, and they just don't get it. And this,
you're right.
So, and what happens is those guys end up becoming elderly, and they're going, "Oh well, this is not what I really liked about wrestling." Like, this is what you created. This is what you created, and it's terrible for the business. It just is. It's terrible for the business.
Yeah.
So
what did you? I was going to ask you. Did you see the premium live event? Did you watch Payback?
I haven't watched Payback yet.
Oh,
hadn't had time. Dude, I've been so busy this week. I have not had time to watch it yet.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find time. I was going to do it today.
It was really good.
Was it good?
It was good. I thought it was one of their better. What I guess you call not one of the big 4. You know.
Yeah. I'll have to go watch it. I have not watched
it.
I heard that we have 2 tag team champions.
Right. Yep. I love how they built up Shinsuke and Seth Rollins. With Shinsuke doing a Japanese talk and then putting the caption up there, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of an old. It had that New Japan kind of flavor to it.
That's cool.
I thought that was good. And then also, when the pay-per-view is over, and you'll see tonight on Raw because they had a digital exclusive. You remember back in the old days when we go off TV and we had to wait for a whole nother week to see what the aftermath was.
Yeah.
Well, Shinsuke jumped Seth, of course, hits him in the back, you know, works the back, and then throws him into the big LED screen up against his back. And of course, Seth's laid out. That's all you see. And I thought, man, how old school is this? You know, because used to we had to wait till the following week to see it. Of course, now you see it 2 hours.
Oh yeah. How many out of the ring dives per show? The AEW roster is under 195 pounds. What I don't like about AEW and WWE and wrestling in general is that signatures and finishers aren't signatures and finishers anymore. That's what I mean. It's First of all, everybody's tiny in the AEW. That's a fact. Even the muscle guys, when you meet them, are small guys, except for the exception of a few. And yeah, I mean, there's the signature moves, the finishing moves.
Now it takes 25 super kicks just to win a match.
Exactly. When Chris Adams hit you with one and you were done. Yeah, exactly.
Shawn Michaels hit you with one.
I remember when I saw Chris Adams first throw that super kick, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. If he hit you with that, you knew it was over. Nobody kicked out of it. Nobody got up from it. And it missed something because you knew if he hit it, your hero was done or the villain was done.
And you know what was cool about it? It was a move that you could do at any time in the match, whether it was in the middle, or you could just pull it out, boom, it was over with. 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
And you don't have that no more.
No, you don't, because now everybody's just hitting kicks in the face. You get kicked in the face, you're pretty much done. I mean, the same way with what we had the DDT. Jake Roberts won. Yeah, one DDT. It's over. Yeah, DDT. The DDT. That was it. Pile driver done. And now they're doing all these super pile drivers, and you kick out at 2, and because everybody has to be a Superman, everybody has to be a tough guy, and everybody thinks it's a cool thing to do, and it's not. It just destroys all logic.
Yeah.
You're never going to make me a fan of that. I don't care what the argument is.
And another thing that gets me is why in the first 2 minutes of the match do you go for try to go for a pinfall? I mean, you have not wore down anybody yet with nothing within the first 2 minutes. Exactly.
You really haven't. I mean, I get it if you're doing a face-to-face match and you're trying to score quick pins and you're like, I almost got you, but stuff like that. But it's the silliness of how they do it, I think, that gets me more than anything.
Yeah.
Like if I arm drag you and I go for a cover, I'm like, really? You really thought that was going to put me down? Everything doesn't have to be extreme. Exactly, Rip. It don't. And that's again.
I'm going for 2 body slams, 2 suplexes, and guess what? I'm coming. I'm going to hook your leg and try to pin you.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. It's crazy, man. Yeah, now, not to say you shouldn't go for pinfalls. You have to go for pinfalls because the name of the game is to win. You should always be going for pinfalls, but also, if you got the heat on in the early part of the match, you got to wear down your opponent so you're not giving him logically, you don't give him a moment to rest.
Yeah.
Right? You just keep heat on him.
Yeah. But make it make sense. Like you said, like I said, make it make sense.
Hey, let me ask you. We got Jumping Jeff Farmer coming back after 24 years.
Oh, I saw where Jumping Jeff's going to be at Patriot Fest.
He is going to be at Patriot Fest this weekend.
Take it on 2 legit.
That's right. Dude, I'll tell you something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. When we got this match to happen, I was so excited about it. And I'm still excited about it. I'm not saying I'm not excited about it because it's kind of awesome. Because I don't think Jeff understood how famous he's become. Infamous, famous, your call, really. Based on a promo he did when he was, a year and a half in the business? Still a rookie. Still green.
Yep.
Yeah, and he does this promo. And I even asked him about it. Because nobody's really got to talk to Jeff out on the mainstream about any of this stuff. But those videos are viral. All right, they went viral. They're out there, and real wrestling fans and purists, they know what we're talking about here. It is a big deal. So it was exciting for me to get him to do it. We've been bringing him out. We're friends. And I'm like, dude, if you ever decide you want to have a true final match, he said, I never really have one. I'm like, well, you're always welcome to have one. I can put something together. And he thought about it, and me and old Lone Wolf were talking to him about it. And then, you know how Andy can be. He'll just talk your ear off about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that really got into his ear about it. And so it just push came to shove, and he decided he wanted to do it. And so and look, Jeff looks good. That dude's ripped.
I saw a picture of
you saw the promo picture, right?
The other day. Yeah, the promo picture, yeah.
That picture was taken that day we posted that. That's how he looks right now.
Yeah, he'd go another 5 years.
No, Mark, that's a different Jeff Farmer who's the bogus thing, not the same person. Which is weird that there's 2 Jeff Farmers, right? but they are different people.
Yeah, because I think that guy was in the power. He was in the power plant.
Yeah.
If I remember hearing a story.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where he'd come from. But yeah, Jeff's been around a long, long time in the business. I think his last match was in '99 though. So you're talking 24 years ago. So it's gonna be cool because the hardest thing in wrestling is wrestling condition.
Oh.
And I've got to see Jeff in the ring. He's been out training. So he understands what he's up against. And I think when we tell him, like, dude, you just got to realize because Jeff's not a big social media person. He has very few friends on Facebook. When I say very few, I've never seen that less many of friends. Somebody on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And because he don't care to, Jeff pretty much keeps to himself. He's got his circle of friends. And like I said, Jeff's a good dude. I really like the guy. And super
talented. Jeff don't have no drama in his life either.
Let me tell you, this dude right here is so freaking agile. At his age especially. Holy jeez. I'm excited for everybody to see it. I know that there'll be a big spotlight shined on it. I know it's getting a lot of love and a lot of hate at the same time. I know there's a lot of chirping out there about it.
Now, is that this week?
That is this Saturday. This Saturday,
yes.
Lewisburg High School.
Okay. I can't remember if it was this Saturday. Yeah, Lewisburg High School.
Yeah, we're going to do a meet and greet at 3:00 out there, and then wrestling will start at 4. There's a tag cornhole tournament at 1:00 that Brody and myself are involved in out there. So, and the whole event starts at 10 a.m. There'll be jump houses, all kinds of good stuff. It's an all-day event. It's one of the big fundraisers they do for the marching band out there every year. I think it's the second year in a row they've done it. And brought us in for it. And
see, Walker Hayes is there.
Walker will be there. Walker 13 will be there against Bullwhip Ballard. So that'll be a great match. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a great match. This is our big event for Crossroads. This will be our first major event. We've done a couple of small ones so far. Getting our feet wet, trying to decide how we want to do this thing, and then this is our first big one.
How many matches are you doing?
I'm 5, I believe. 5 or 6.
5.
We've got 5 right now, but with the possibility of number 6 is what I can tell you.
Gotcha.
And they will all be good. I can tell you that too. There'll be some good matches on there because I know it's going to be Savage Brotherhood against Vicious Hyde. That'll be a good match. Walker 13 Bullwhip Ballard's going to be a good match. I'm excited about the Jeff Farmer match with 2 Legit Daniels. I think that's going to be a good match. Dread the Clown will be there. That'll be a good match that he's involved in with Big Red. So, I mean, and that's 4 right there. I know Midnight Rooster's going to be there. Johnny Dotson's going to be there. Supposedly everybody's hero, the Pink Flamingo, will be there. Brian Sopine and Ray Ray.
Oh, boy. Yep.
So, again, could be some good stuff. Supposed to be some big things, and if that all plays out, it's going to be a nice show. It's going to be a big event.
Yeah, good.
I'm excited for it.
I hope everybody. Yeah, I hope it's going to be a big turnout for them up there. That'll be good.
I hope it is too. I mean, it's like I said, they've been promoting it. We got all this week to finish promoting the show and getting people interested in it. And hope yes.
Good.
In their nice air-conditioned building. Hell yes. Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I've been doing enough outside shows, dude.
Right.
Them outside shows.
Could you talk Allen 2 Count into coming? Is he gonna show up?
He's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there, but I ain't heard from Allen in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I want to see 2 Legit get a title shot. He does whatever's needed to make a show. Great attitude, and he does. Talking about somebody who's coming along. Oh man, just got a message from Johnny. He will not be there Saturday.
Oh.
And I will say this. Well, here's the thing. Johnny's brother passed away.
Oh no.
Funeral Saturday.
His twin brother?
I fully understand that. Huh?
Is his twin brother? Did he have a twin brother?
I don't know. Hold on. So I'm sorry, folks. I need to respond to this because I just need to respond to this.
Man, I hate that.
That's it's just terrible news, by the way.
Hmm.
And you hate to hear it, and it's again, it's just tragic.
The reason
I hate.
reason I thought he had a twin brother was because when they were doing Memphis Wrestling, they're on channel 30 with Corey Macklin, and a lot of them had it. They did an angle where he had to leave. Derek King beat him, and he had to leave, and then he had like that twin brother come in, and that's why I didn't know if that was legit or if that was just.
Well, I'll have to ask him sometime. I don't know, to be honest with you. I just know it's just terrible. I sure hate that, man. That's and that's tells you how terrible a friend I am. I forgot all about it. I saw it the other day. I've been so busy, I haven't really reached out or anything, but man, it's tough. I do hate hearing that though.
Yeah.
Man, that's awful.
Thoughts and prayers go out to you, John, if you're watching.
It really does, and I'm sorry to hear that, bro. That's just awful stuff. These are the things that are bigger than wrestling, buddies.
Oh,
you guys need to know that there are things that are just like
real
that.
Life.
So, yeah, I mean, it's real life comes around. It's far more important than the stuff that we do. You're supposed to rejoice when they pass and cry when they come in. This wicked world. That is very true. That is very true. It's terrible things, man. Just terrible things. Brody and I, it does, and life is short. I mean, because we had all those deaths occurred 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, with Terry Funk, which at 79, you think, well, he's he lived a life, and I know he did because I'm going to. I've been going to rodeo in Amarillo for the last 8-9 years.
Yeah,
and I'd see his daughter, Brandy, there. The one, she's a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines, or she was. Now this is probably 3 or 4 years ago, and
yeah.
Of course, I was like, man, I was like, I've been I was a huge fan of your dad's, being from Memphis, the empty arena. Oh yeah, he talked about Lawler, and we talked a few minutes about it, and then, and of course, when he faced Lawler, I got to briefly meet him that night at the Jackson up there when him and Lawler, the last stand, as they called it.
Yeah,
and he was so good that night. he hammered Lance. If you can go to Lance Russell's Facebook, I think it's Remembering Lance Russell page or whatever, and go back and watch it. I mean, it is so good. It's so old school and so good. I mean, he tells, he just gets on to Lance. You old fart, just
that's what's good. So I mean, these guys are so great.
I tell you what I'm going to do, Lance. You tell these people that I'm going to sing the national anthem, all right? I'm going to the ring and sing the national anthem. You tell them. You old fart. I mean, he's just so good. So,
You gotta love it, though. Just gotta love it.
He was great. So good. So good.
Yeah, I love that. And then the tragedy of Bray Wyatt. I mean, that whole thing was awful.
Yeah, 36.
And it's just, there's just a lot of that goes on. Look, there's some things you can help and some things you can't help. And that's what's terrible in this world. But death, unfortunately, is a part of it. Because somebody had asked, huh? Oh, yeah.
Death and taxes. Yeah. Death and taxes is going to always happen.
I had a fan ask me last weekend, so, man, are you thinking about retiring? Because, I mean, just the older you get and all the stuff that happens. And I'm like, you know what? You got one shot in this world to enjoy it. You don't know when your last day is coming.
No.
I mean, I don't think you should live in fear. I did most of my life that way.
Nope.
Worried about, is death coming today? I mean, it's just going to come when it comes. You do everything you can to prevent it. But when it comes, it's just coming.
I don't think showtime is showtime.
So it shouldn't stop you from doing the things you love. Fear should never stop you from that. And so, you just got to buckle down and go. That's all you can do. You just buckle down and go, baby. Then don't worry about nothing else.
Yeah. Like Tim McGraw said, live life like you were dying.
Yep. Brody and I will be at a new organization in October. October 7th, we'll be at AWA, Arkansas Wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Yeah, I saw what. Yeah, I seen. That's where it's going to be in Blytheville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought I seen something about that the other day.
Yeah, we just signed that deal today.
Is that Tiger's deal?
Huh?
Is that Tiger's?
Yeah,
deal
Tiger's actually going to be managing us, I think, that day.
Oh, he is? Okay.
We told him that was part of the deal for us coming over there. You have to manage us.
Yeah. Who's running it? Who's running the show over there? Tiger?
No, Tiger's not running it.
Oh, okay.
But he had talked to a couple of those guys over there, and he's the one that actually got us hooked up with that whole deal. So
that'll be good because Blytheville is always good for A and Power Pro. So
Yeah, we talked to some of the ownership earlier today, so I'm excited about it. I mean, it'd be cool to go see what it's going to be about. I know B-Man will be over there, so that'll be cool. And there'll be a lot of guys. There'll be a few guys. Bullwhip, I think, is going to be there. So there'll be some guys that we know over there, which will be interesting. But it's going to be fun.
New town, new faces, man.
New town, new faces. Brody announced his retirement, right?
Yeah, I saw where he was. At the end of the year, and he's moving to Florida.
End of the year, he's going to Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. Yep.
Works like 90 all year.
Dude, he's gonna have such a nice time down there. We're going next week. So I am kind of excited about that. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Florida's always a good time.
Yes, it is. So that'll be fun.
Time. I've been to a few places there, not very many, but all the places I've been to, it's always some pretty good time. Pensacola. Been to Orlando.
Hell yeah. Because we can go, it's about 2.5 hours across the peninsula down there. From one coast to the other, from the Gulf to the Pacific. Or the Atlantic, whichever one it is, Atlantic. When Brody Hawk going to
Mid-Atlantic. Good old days before WCW.
Be one. Yeah.
Now, when did I was going to ask you? When did him and Cody? When did Cody quit, or say quit, or he retire, or wrestling? How many years ago was that been?
Was it right
14,
after
15?
The pandemic? Huh?
Oh, right. Okay.
Because they did a show for us at Redeemed. Yeah, because Pure Destruction worked for us at Redeemed a couple shows. And then in 19, was it 20? Into 20, I brought Brody in.
2020.
Yeah, I think it was at the end of 20. I brought
2021.
Brody in. And then he brought his new partner, David Hogan, in with him for the Outlaws at the time. So I'm going to say 19 or 20 is when Cody was out. Hell, maybe the Savage Brotherhood should be in the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame. They don't like us. Dude, I swear. But whatever. I told Brody the other night, I was like, we did more in 8 months as a team. Well, it's been a whole year, almost a whole year now, but than most teams do in a lifetime. I said, so, that sucks. I was also asked if we're going to keep the Savage Brotherhood thing going. I don't think so, dude.
Really?
I think it's time to finish up. I don't know who else could replace him, right?
Yeah.
Who do you bring in to replace a personality and a worker like Brody? There's not a lot. That's going to fit me.
Fine.
See, but Brian, we could be the Savage Brotherhood.
No, I know.
We'd be like Hood Pink or something, or it'd be something stupid.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Savage Panties. I don't even know what you'd call it.
Savage Panties. Yeah. The Flamingo Flop.
Yeah, really.
Or something.
That's what I mean. Who could you even bring in to do?
It'd be hard to see Big Daddy Storm wearing a pink singlet though. A hot pink singlet.
Look,
Couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
No, couldn't
Now
do
I
it.
could wear a pink and black one. I do pink and black.
Right.
Black with some pink overtones. I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
But all pink I ain't doing.
Yeah.
I work
As long
too
as
hard.
black and red. Everybody in the world wants to do black and red.
Well, and that's the thing, you know. It's like I've been doing black and red my entire career.
Yep.
You know, like literally my whole career has been black and red. And now it's like everybody has black and red. So we like, well, let's try black and purple. Like those look cool. And we went with the white ones. We've done red as well. So
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe it's time because we're getting rid of the royalty thing. That's run its course. There is no more royalty really.
Royalty. Yeah.
But I need it. I created this logo for the new version of royalty, but I think it needs to be something. I think there needs to be a new
So
group.
Bullwhip, how about Bullwhip? Could he fit your deal? Bullwhip can't do it.
No. I mean, he's a cowboy. Is the only thing, right?
Oh, right.
It's just a different dynamic. Would his style would kind of work, but just the visual wouldn't.
Right.
And I wouldn't ask him to sit there and change his entire deal because I'm not becoming a cowboy. Growing up in Texas or not, I'm not becoming a cowboy like that.
You're not gonna be a Texas Hank. You ain't gonna be part of the.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Was that Tex Slassinger and oh gosh, he was the other guy. Of course, I knew one of them trying to be. One of them was like median.
And I think it has more to deal with
Phineas Godwin.
Yeah, I think mine has more to deal with attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I need someone who's the same attitude as me, and there's just not many of those. I don't want to sit there and be the voice of the group. As far as I'm the only one doing the talk, I need someone who can. We want to say, "Hey, you're talking right now. Sure, let's go." You know, I don't want to be the. I think that's that cool deal with a partnership when you have it.
Or PJP couldn't.
Huh?
What's the guy? Is it PJP
JPJ
or JPJ?
There's a thought. I hadn't really thought of JPJ, but there's a thought. There is a thought. I don't know.
Pull him to the side, him to the side and say, "Hey, look here. You know, here's a chance for us to, do something big."
Hey, buddy, you want to be a champion? I got you.
Just show them the belts.
I got you. That's it. I'm thinking about doing singles though.
Are you?
I'm thinking about it. I still got Big Lou. I still got Big Lou on my side.
Hey, that's all you need.
I mean, and me and Big Lou become pretty tight, so I could probably do that. Besides, I haven't held a singles title in Memphis, and that would be kind of cool. And since I did give Johnny his title to begin with, seems like I should be the one to take it from him. Who knows? Anyway, there's a lot going on, man.
We'll see.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be busy. Gonna be busy. What else we got going on? Saw your buddy Lawler come out on Raw the other night.
Yeah, with the old white beard.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, and somebody's like, "Oh man, he looks bad. You can tell that stroke is affecting." Well, let me tell you, let me tell you, Jerry has got to have knee replacement.
Oh yeah.
I mean, both his knees are pretty much shot. You know.
Yep.
So it ain't like saying, "Oh, his walking is affected by his horrible." He was walking like that before he even really had the stroke.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just got bad knees. You know?
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
I think, and I'm hoping once he gets those fixed and gets fully back to rehab, I think we'll see back in the ring. Maybe not very long, but he'll make it. He'll make some appearances.
I think it'd be good for him just to be around. It would be great. So,
yeah. I think he wants to beat. I think he wants to beat Terry Funk, and I think he wants to beat Bullet Bob's record. But Bullet Bob was in there for quite a while.
Yes, he was. Hell, he just won titles not long ago.
What was he? 80? Was he 83 or 84 when he passed, or when he
something like that?
Pull it up and see.
What was that?
Bullet Bob Armstrong.
Let me see this thing again. You see the guy from Smash Mouth passed away today?
Yeah. 56.
Yep.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
Let me see here.
Bullet Bob was.
Bullet
I think
Bob.
he's still alive.
No, Bullet Bob passed away in 2020, 80 years old.
Oh, 80. He's 80. Okay.
Yeah.
But
now,
he wrestled, but
Bob Orton
he wrestled
now.
up until Cowboy Bob Orton. He's still making appearances.
He is. Like I said, he just won a title not long ago.
Yeah, up at St. Louis, didn't he?
72 years old. Yeah. 72 years old.
And still wearing still got the cast.
Still wearing the cast. These things take a long time to heal, man.
I'm tell you, him and Dick cast out, didn't they?
Yep. I'll tell you what, that is true. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I told somebody one time, I said, I don't know who wore anything. Cowboy Bob wearing the cast on his arm, or DDP had it up for 2 years.
I swear, that was forever.
He took 4 votes from Savage, and for the next 2 or 3 years, he come out with his ribs taped up. Yeah, couldn't recover from it. Yeah,
ribs are sensitive. You know how it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Raw tonight. Jey Uso is back so quick.
Yeah, yes, he is.
We're gonna see how that bloodline plays out. You know. But I'm really looking forward to Gable and Gunther. Man, they put on 2 classics so far. I'm sure it'll be another one.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of interesting, really.
I think you close Raw with it.
I think you do too. I think you do too. Because I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
If they
Gable's so good, man. He is so good.
Yeah, he really is, dude. He's kind of awesome. He is pretty awesome. I think he's got so many good skills, though.
I mean, in the ring, and now he's really starting to shine outside.
Yes.
Outside.
Absolutely.
I mean, his talking, his promos, everything. He's getting it. I guess
he is truly getting it. He understands it, and I like the fact that he does, and he is doing that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, Randy, I gotta get out of here, buddy.
Yeah, good talking. I just want to talk about the whole CM Punk deal. See what your thoughts were.
It is.
If you want to hear some really entertaining thoughts, go to Jim Cornette Experience, the special edition, because you knew he could not wait to get it out.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to it tomorrow while I'm working, so I'll do that.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, you're going to laugh. You're going to be on the floor rolling.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Cornette is really fired up. Let me tell you.
I'll bet. Now I'm going to have to listen to it. I might do it while I'm grilling. All right, brother. Well, it's good talking to you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. All right.
Have a good
Hey, once again, Saturday, meet and greets 3 o'clock.
Saturday, meet and greets 3 o'clock. Wrestling show starts at 4. That's at Lewisburg High School.
Lewisburg High School.
Patriot Fest. Come get y'all some.
Don't miss
Later, guys.